Hello to all you magnificent twin flames tuning into this message. This is the Crow's Nest. I'm your host, Crystaljoy, Wounded Healer, and what I have for you is a Summer Solstice Gateway Twin Flame Insights reading. So as you can see, it's a little bit darker. The lighting is a little bit different here today. So it is just after 9 p.m. here in British Columbia where I am. And so, you know, today being Summer Solstice, it is the longest day and, you know, going into the shorter days of the year now. And, you know, today being Summer Solstice, it's opening up a gateway. They're calling it the Solstice Gateway, and I had a little bit of a look into that, and you know, based on the information that I was finding, I thought that it would be very fitting to give you all an update on what this energy is influencing for us, you know, globally, but you know, as well, you know, for the Twin Flame Collective. How is that going to influence the journey for us, and what it is that we need to know about that. So along with, you know, how the gateway is going to be influencing the collective, we're also going to do an energy check-in, and the other thing I wanted to look at is what we need to be aware of and focusing on as we enter into this gateway. Okay, and I already feel like I have some ideas, so I actually want to share with you just something real quick before we get into the cards. Okay, so I wanted to do this reading. I knew I was going to do this reading, but I hadn't really dug into too much yet about what this gateway was really all about, okay? And so just before, you know, not too long ago, I had to go to the store. And as I was on my way to the store, I noticed, you know, as I was walking along, I was feeling this this energy sensation coming up through my feet. It was quite strong, just this vibrating sensation. It was almost like I was, you know, I don't want to say stealing from the earth, but it was like this energy was coming up through my feet into my body, and I was feeling it in my legs. And I heard something about hands. And so as I was walking along, I just had my hands out, just kind of over the ground as I was walking, and I could feel it in my hands as well. And it was like, once again, like I was taking this energy from the earth, and I was asking, you know, spirit and my intuition, well, what do I do with this? You know, now that I have this resource of energy, you know, what do I do with it? What, you know, what is the highest, you know, the greatest good that I can do with this? And so as I was asking spirit, well, what do I do with this? I happened to look over and I saw the moon, okay? And as I was looking at the full moon, or well, almost the full moon, we're getting there. So I'm looking at the moon, and then I also noticed, you know, this store sign. It was super bright, you can't miss it. It was yellow, and it said 88 and more. Okay, now the number 88, how that resonates for me is we're talking about manifestation and abundance. Okay, in numerology, it does speak about manifestation. So, you know, here I am asking spirit, well, what do I do with this energy? And all of a sudden there's this sign right underneath the moon saying manifest and more. So spirit telling me to use this energy and the moon to manifest and so much more. And I thought, no way, this is an incredible message. And then things just kept happening along my way to the store. I couldn't believe it. It was pretty interesting. It was like spirit just kept giving me the signs. You know, I went to cross the street, you know, and when it changes and it's telling you how long you have to cross, it was like right away 11, and all of these things like that. And as I was walking, I noticed, you know, guys were kind of falling to their feet. Like, I don't know what it was about today, my vibe, my essence, but I was definitely getting the attention of people. So, you know, it's not always to that degree every day. So, you know, I thought that was really interesting, the energy that I was really picking up on. And I know so many of you have been feeling disconnected, okay, but just know that we all have different gifts, different abilities, different, you know, strengths, okay? okay? So, you know, don't be hard on yourself if you're like, why am I feeling disconnected and other people are feeling this great, you know, abundant resource of energy, okay? Everyone's journey is different. So then anyway, I wanted to get ready for this reading, and so I was like, okay, let's actually find out what this gateway is actually about before we get into the reading to see how it's influencing us. And you know, in all, it's about manifestation, you guys. You can look it up. That's what I found. It was just a really, really great time for manifesting. So interesting that as I was on my way to the store right before knowing this about this gateway that we're entering into right now, you know, that this is a time for manifestation. And you know, here I am picking up on this energy source and asking my guides, what do I do with it? And they're basically telling me, use the moon. We have the strawberry full moon. It's also a super moon coming up. There's also Neptune going into retrograde. So we'll be back. We'll be touching on those energies. But I just thought it was incredibly powerful for Spirit to give me this message right before finding out that we're basically in a period right now of strong manifestation. And this is why, going back to my guidance readings, my daily collective messages, you know, this message about you needing to take time to rest and retreat and renew ourselves, because right, we need to be able to tap into these energy sources to be able to use this time to our greatest potential and to the greatest good, right? So with all of that said, let's get into the tarot. So let's find out, you know, just let's check in on the energies for the Twin Flame Collective at this time, okay? Yeah, so keep that in mind. So right now we're really talking about heavy manifestation energy, and we still do have, I made a mistake in this morning's reading, the collective reading. I said that Mercury retrograde was over. That's not for another couple days, okay? So Mercury, Pluto, Saturn, and I believe Jupiter are all active at this time. Yes, Jupiter went on June 20th. I'm just looking at that now. And then we have Neptune coming in on the 25th or the 26th. So a lot of influential energies coming in, but just keep note, this gateway for manifestation, and we have a number of those retrogrades that are still active, those influential energies as well, okay? So you can look back at my previous readings to find out what those retrogrades are influencing for the collective. But let's find out, Twin Flames, let's get an energy update on how is everyone in the collective feeling at this time. Let me know, you guys, like, are you feeling disconnected? Are you feeling, you know, like you are tapping into these resources of energy? You know, I feel like we all are at a different point right now. So I think it's really helpful when we share our experiences and where we are at in our journey for others, right? So let's find out. Okay, I really like how this card is turning up for us. Okay, we have the Hierophant. This is fantastic. Okay, this is really what I was feeling. So I was talking about why it's so important to take this message about time for rest, relaxation, recuperation. What was the word that I was going to say? It started with an R. It was about to come through. There was another one that was about to come through, but I lost it, okay? But so the Hierophant is the number 5 card, okay? So we're talking about change, right? Because we're manifesting, we're bringing in our abundance, right? Hopefully that's what we're manifesting, because when we focus on the negative, what thoughts become things, right? So focus only on the good things, like we've been seeing coming through in those guidance messages daily. So 5 being about change, focus on the good so that you can manifest your abundance, bring in positive change for yourself, right? So the Hierophant upright does also speak about spiritual wisdom, religious beliefs, conformity, tradition, and institutions, okay? So I really feel like for some of you, you're really stepping out of the sense of conformity, okay? For some of you, you maybe have grown up in a religious environment, and, you know, the beliefs that you have now as a, you know, human with this, a spiritual being having this human experience, but you're tapping into your spirituality more. And so it's kind of like, Twin Flames, you know, those of you who are growing up in a religious setting, you're realizing that that's not really where you fit in anymore, or it's not where you've ever really felt like you've belonged or feel comfortable. So it's like you're kind of finding your place now. But the Hierophant, I feel like, you know, when we look at the card holding a lantern, right, he's like illuminating the darkness. So I almost feel like, you know, speaking about this spiritual wisdom and, you know, going back to those messages about 4 of Wands, taking time to rest, meditate, right? Taking time for yourself to reconnect with your intuition, that spiritual wisdom, so that you can be in a strong place for manifestation, right? But right now, I feel like Twin Flames, for the most part, we are in this place of trying to walk along the spiritual path, illuminate the spiritual path. It's like we're walking along with the lantern, and we're with a curious mind, kind of like my Facebook profile picture is how I'm seeing it actually, and breaking away from the conformity, right? You no longer want to conform to the environment that you were raised in, that you feel is not yours. Okay, it's almost like I'm seeing someone put a jacket on you or like a cloak, and you're realizing like, no, I don't want that. So you're just taking it off, kind of is how it feels. And just really stepping out of your comfort zone, I feel like, twin flames. Just really, really owning your power and knowing who you are on this spiritual journey, and not really necessarily, like, not letting other people, it's like you're really owning it, okay? How do I say that? It's like you're just really not afraid anymore about what people might think about you walking in your truth, is how I feel for that, okay, twin flames? So that's how the majority of the collective is feeling at this time. I also want to point out, we're using the rose quartz point today, you guys, on that deck. Okay, so this is a stone about love, relationships, harmony. I am hearing about manifestation. I don't know that about rose quartz. I'm going to look that up after now just to confirm that, but you can look these stones up for yourself and see how they resonate for you and the messages that they hold for you. For the Divine Feminines on the tarot deck, I have my brown jasper today, okay? So I don't know why I was feeling confused about that for a second when I said it. It felt weird. But yes, so once again, you can look up that stone and find out, you know, the properties that it has for you. You might be feeling, you know, it's a grounding stone, so you might be feeling the need to ground. Interesting, Divine Feminines, because this energy source that I was picking up on, it was coming through my feet, right, direct from Gaia. I was, you know, picking up this energy from the earth. So talking about, you know, the stone being very grounding. When we take energy from the earth, we're grounded, right? So there also has been a lot of messages about Divine Feminines needing to work on the lower chakras, okay? So the root chakra being one of them, okay? So I'm hearing too as well, excuse me, my throat chakra now. But in order to manifest, you need to be grounded, right? The chakras need to be in alignment. You can't be out of alignment to bring in your deepest desires, okay? There needs to be this hierophant, okay? You really do need to be in this element, is what I'm hearing. So, Divine Feminines, let's find out, how are we feeling in the collective at this time, in the journey? What is the overall energy? I like the way the cards feel for the feminines today. Okay. So, Divine Feminines, what is the overall energy for the Divine Feminines today? There we are. That one flew out nicely. So Divine Feminines, the Five of Cups in reverse. So some more fives, okay, you guys? So we're talking about personal setbacks, self-forgiveness, and moving on. So Divine Feminines, really, this is where we're at right now. So some of you are feeling a bit of a setback. You know, it's kind of like there's a divide between who is feeling connected and who is feeling utterly disconnected, right? There's this divide in the energy right now, is what I'm getting from the feedback from the other twin flames that I talked to. So for some Divine Feminines, feeling a bit of a setback, feeling a bit of that stagnation, that disconnection, okay? But for the most part, I am feeling that Divine Feminines really are in a place right now of self-healing, clearing away the wounds. You know, some of these retrogrades are here to help us to clear away, you know, what fear in regards to success, okay? Divine Feminines, you really have been working towards your pentacles at this time. So clearing away your success in regards to income, okay? Healing the wounds that have held you back from bringing in that financial abundance that you deserve in this lifetime, that you desire. But yeah, so finding self-forgiveness, and Divine Feminine's also in this place of moving on. So not only are you finding forgiveness in situations, but you're closing the door, is what I'm really feeling. And that's interesting, because when I was saying that there's two fives here, you know, I was gonna say that, you know, they're 10, but you guys know how to do math, but I will point that out, because when I see 10, I see 1 and 0, new beginnings, and the end of a cycle to start a new cycle with 0, okay? So that's what I'm seeing right now with this moving on. You're finding forgiveness, feminines, and so it's allowing you to close a door so that you can walk on to what's next. I'm hearing for a lot of the feminines, that's what's this this unfinished business that needs to be done. It was like there was one more thing that needed to be dealt with. And it's really about self-forgiveness, finding forgiveness within yourself. We've had a lot of messages about divine feminines finding forgiveness and compassion, but now divine feminines, it's really time to really focus on you right now. And I feel like most of you are doing that. But if you are resonating with feeling as though you are in a bit of a setback or a stagnation right now, like you can't move forward and you're frustrated with that, do take some time to tap in with this Hierophant energy, okay? So let's see what we get for the masculines today. Masculines, I'm using one of my amethyst stones for you today. Quite different from the stones we're looking at here. This is a stone that, to me, I really think about overcoming obstacles with it. And with this lighting, you know, we're seeing a lot of the shine in there. So I'm really seeing not just the hope card or the star card, which speaks about hope, but I'm seeing a galaxy. Like, it's like you just, you know, that abundant source of energy that I was feeling, I was picking up from Gaia. It's almost like when you look up at the sky, masculine, you're seeing the stars, and that's where you're getting your energy. So some of you realize that you are from the stars. That's really powerful. Really powerful. We have some cards here too that I kind of knocked off the side of the deck, which are kind of resonating with me a little bit. I do want to peek. So we have the Knight of Wands upright, the Page of Pentacles in reverse, the Empress upright, and the Ace of Cups. My goodness. Masculines, I feel like I do shuffle really well before and after every reading. And, you know, when a message, when cards, when I'm drawn to them like that, it's for a reason, okay? So forgive me if you don't like that I didn't just shuffle that deck, but the message that needed to come through, it was right here on the top of the deck. I know some of you aren't going to like that because you didn't see me shuffle at all, but I'm going to keep going. I'm sorry, but the message came through okay. I can't help it. The Knight of Wands is here. So this is talking about energy, passion, inspired action, adventure, and impulsiveness. So masculines, like I was saying, looking at the stone, it's like when you're looking up at the sky right now, you're looking at the stars. You're just seeing a sky full of stars. I'm hearing that song right now too. Who is that? Coldplay, A Sky Full of Stars. So yes, you can look that song up. It might have a message for you. But yes, you look up at the sky and you see this infinite amount of stars, okay? And I feel like you're getting this sense of energy, passion, inspired action. It's inspiring you. It's inspiring you, I'm hearing, because when you look up, like, you know you're a child of the stars, masculines. You're really tapping into who you are, who you've been, not just in this life. And you're really tapping into that spiritual wisdom, breaking free from the conformity, really finding this inspired action, finding your passion and adventure. I feel like some masculines might actually be doing some traveling. There's also impulsiveness on this Knight of Wands, and I feel like, you know, the Wands suit is about passion, okay? Action, fire, movement. So, you know, when I look at the words adventurous and impulsive, I feel like an inspired action, it's almost like it's gonna be like with the snap of a finger, masculines are just gonna like get on the road and on the way they go kind of thing is what I feel. So masculines, you're really in this vibe right now of really stepping into this Hierophant and finding, you know, this energy, this passion, this inspiration to make this action, okay? And I just keep seeing you looking up at the stars, okay? I heard the word feminine. So I don't know if when you look up at the stars, you think of your feminine, if it I don't know what that was about. There's a connection between your feminine and the stars. So maybe we'll get more on that, but I was thinking about masculines looking up at the sky, looking at the stars, and I heard feminine. Let's keep going because the Empress is in here. Okay, so the Page of Pentacles in reverse, so lack of progress, procrastination, and learning from failure. So masculines, you are doing this right now. I really do feel like masculines are really, you know, with these retrograde energies, like I was saying in a previous reading, you know, these retrograde energies are about us using this time to clear away, you know, really evaluate our successes, but also clear away the fear that holds us back from our success, okay? And I was feeling for masculines, what that was speaking about is success in in the journey, in the twin flame connection with their counterpart, with their divine feminine, the success in, the outcome of moving forward, making communication or, coming into union, right? So, yes, that's what I'm feeling there. But I feel like masculines are learning from, I'm hearing missed opportunity when I look at learn from failure. So I feel like masculines feel like they missed an opportunity to move forward with this passion. But masculines, I feel like you're really realizing that now. You're realizing that there was an opportunity. You feel like, you procrastinated. I feel like it was like you thought you took too much time. Like you feel like you took too long to do something. Right? It was like you were procrastinating on something, and so that held you back, right? It created delays for you, this lack of progress. And so now you're learning from this failure. You recognize that that was a failed attempt. I'm hearing the words failed attempt. Okay. Next to that, we do have the Empress upright, okay? This is the number 3 card. So we're talking about fertility, femininity, beauty, nature, nurturing, abundance. And this did come through in this morning's reading. I was really feeling, I was talking about Gaia a lot with this card this morning, about Mother Earth. I do feel, there was with this card this morning as well, I did feel a feminine, a divine feminine energy. But what I feel right now is the masculines, wow, really seeing, okay, so what you were procrastinating on, masculines, that made you feel like there was a lack of progress. It was like you missed, like there was like a failed attempt kind of thing. So you're learning from your failure, and it's in regards to your feminine. And it's like you're looking up at the stars at night. Oh, what do we have here? Ace of Cups. I'm seeing the 9 of Swords in my mind right now. So some sleepless nights, masculines, I feel. And it's like when you look at the stars, it's like you think of your feminine. I hear, do you think of me too? So it's like when you look up at the stars, you're asking, like, you wonder, is my feminine thinking of me? When I look, like when we look up at the same stars, right? That's what I'm really feeling. But masculines, it's an interesting vibe I'm picking up on, because there is this very sincere energy. Like there's no resentment towards yourself. I don't feel like it's not a negative energy at all here. This Ace of Cups as well is talking about, in the upright position, love, new relationships, compassion, and creativity. So I really do feel like masculines, you're in a really good place right now. You're working really hard to remove those blockages, to learn from the failures, to stop procrastinating, and you do want progress, right? I mean, this Knight of Wands here is all about passion, energy, inspiration, okay? And you're letting go of the lack of progress. You're moving away, like you're ending this procrastination. You've learned from your failures, and what do you see on the other side of that? The Knight of Wands, in the tarot card, he would quite literally be facing this Empress. So this masculine is moving towards this Empress, okay? Moving towards his feminine with this Ace of Cups in his hand, okay? So the masculines that I'm picking up at this time, I am really glad that you're tuning in, because knowing what this gateway is all about, and we're going to get into another reading as we get closer to the strawberry moon, right? But I feel, I was talking in a reading about masculines actually using the moon energies to manifest. So I feel like some masculines too are aware that now is a good time to be doing this. Feminines, I do want to point out, despite what you might be hearing in the twin flame community, I feel like there is some misconceptions in regards to the masculines. I do feel the masculines are very awakened, and I do feel that they are very spiritually advanced. I feel like it just does take some time, just like it did for us feminines. We had a much longer period to awaken. The divine masculines just get thrown into the pool kind of thing. So we had time to kind of ease into it, but for the masculines, it's almost a dramatic overnight transformation. And so it can be just it can make them feel distraught as they go through this experience. But just know, I feel the need to tell you, divine feminines, that the masculines really are in a different place than what we're hearing a lot of in the twin flame community. Okay, what I'm seeing right now is a divine masculine. In my readings, I've been seeing a lot of Nine of Swords, Ten of Swords, moon cards for the masculines. But the energies are changing big time here. This is a masculine who is really, really learning from their failures and seeing how they can use that to their benefit to move forward to this Empress, their divine feminine. Okay, and number 3 is all about, I see that as a number of alignment, but in numerology it speaks about a catalyst. Okay, I feel like this gateway is going to be a catalyst for these masculines. And masculines, once again, I feel like you do realize that maybe not aware of the gateway, but I think you do know that this moon coming up is a powerful one for you. All right, twin flames, let's get into what is the opening of the gateway influencing for us. Okay, so I'm gonna get just mutually for the connection, okay? Because twin flames, I want you guys to just be focusing on yourselves. Okay, I find sometimes when I get too much into each of the individual energies, we focus on the other part. We don't necessarily focus so much on ourselves. So I want to just focus on the connective energies today, so that we're all focusing on ourselves, our wholeness, right? The masculine and the feminine within, and not neglecting one or the other. Okay, so let's find out what it is that I have my notes here, my questions that I want to know. What the opening of the gateway is influencing for the collective. Okay, so what is the gateway influencing? With this manifestation, right? What is being manifested? So we have here, oh goodness, the Queen of Swords. So this independent, unbiased judgment, clear boundaries, direct communication. So this is what this gateway is helping, okay? So we're in a place of manifestation. That's what this gateway is opening up for us, okay? Allowing us to step through this gateway so that we can manifest our pure abundance, okay? And we're doing that with what this Queen of Swords is here, so that we can, step in this place of, unbiased, clear boundaries, being really direct and clear about what we want. But I'm also hearing coming from a heart space about it, okay? The Queen of Swords can sometimes seem a bit cold-hearted, right? In the reverse position, she is a bit cold. But in the upright position, I feel like the Queen of Swords can be misjudged, right? The Queen of Swords does talk about unbiased judgment. And I feel like sometimes there's biased judgment on the Queen, because she's a queen, she's a ruler, and she's the ruler of swords. And so, her persona is quite authoritative. But, when you kind of get her in her own time and get that sword out of her hand, she is this very, I'm feeling very soft and elegant vibe, okay? So but twin flames as well, so masculines as well, being more independent, okay? I'm feeling with this Page of Pentacles a sense of codependency, and I feel this, Queen of Swords for the collective. What's being influenced right now is masculines being able to be more independent, disconnecting, walking away from any codependencies, right? What's no longer serving you, because it's creating a lack of progress for you, right? Yes, and in all, for the collective, just helping us to set clear boundaries in regards to the energies around us, okay? So not I was gonna say allowing, and I put letting, I combined two words, it happens. So not allowing energies that are going to influence you negatively around you, but then also, clear boundaries in regards to what it is that you want and don't want. Today in my reading this morning, I had like half my angel number cards come out, and, I had to set a boundary, right? I couldn't have my hour-long reading for, what was supposed to be a 15-minute reading. So, setting boundaries, being more direct and clear, not just with yourselves, but with spirit as well, and the energies around you, right? So twin flames, that's really beautiful about what's being influenced for us as we step into this solstice gateway. All right, and I want to point out too, I think we're past 9:21 now, but at 9:21 today would have been like the 21st hour and the 21st day and the 21st year, the 21st century. It's like 21, 21, 21. Okay, so it's a beautiful, beautiful energy. It's now 9:41, so we're 20 minutes past that. Okay, so now let's check in with what we need to be aware of and focusing on, okay? So now we have an idea about where we're at in the energies, where we're at as a collective, what's being influenced at this time, but what is it that we need to be aware of and focusing on? These two cards were sticking up. I was going to put them back, but Spirit's like, don't do it. Take them. Okay. Thank you, Spirit. Ooh. Thank you. Okay, what do we need to be aware of? The Seven of Swords. I love that warning. And the Page of Cups in reverse. Okay, so the Seven of Swords talks about betrayal, deception, getting away with something and acting strategically. So like I was saying with this Queen of Swords, being more clear boundaries in regards to the energies that you're allowing around you. The Seven of Swords is talking about betrayal, deceptions, okay, getting away with something. Now, for some of you, there is still this sense of, you know, doubting yourself, this self-deceit with the Seven of Swords. But what I feel for the most part is be careful of, and I don't usually channel this kind of energy, so this is unusual for me, but I am feeling, you know, what we need to be aware of and focusing on is protecting ourselves from these kinds of energies coming toward us, okay? So watch out for anyone who seems like they might want to deceive you, betray you. And again, I don't usually like to put out bad vibes, you guys. It's just, you know, Spirit is warning you to be careful of that energy coming toward you. The other thing I'm feeling from this Seven of Swords, what we need to be aware of and focusing on is, you know, this Queen of Swords here, right? This, you know, in the upright position, I'm feeling a very, very loving, nurturing vibe, right? Kind of like an Empress here. But in reverse, she's quite the opposite, this queen right here, okay? So she very much will use that sword in her hand is what I'm feeling. So just, you know, be aware of, be focused, not to allow yourself to get into a bad vibe, okay? Thoughts become things. This is a manifestation time. So don't become a Queen of Swords in reverse, right? I feel so much is coming through right now, but let's get to this Page of Cups as well, okay? Because it's talking about new ideas, doubting your intuition, creative blocks, and emotional immaturity. Yes, okay? So the other thing that I'm feeling from this is, you know, a sense of that self-deceit, right? Because sometimes we can, so many of us are feeling disconnected, right? Like I was saying, there's a divide. Some of us are feeling energized, some of us are feeling disconnected. And, you know, we might even be, I know myself, it's been a bit of a roller coaster, where I have moments where I'm up and moments when I'm down, and that's just our bodies, you know, fluctuating, trying to adapt to the new frequency that our energies are evolving to, is the word that keeps coming up for me. So yeah, so doubting your intuition, creative blocks. The creative blocks I'm feeling from the masculines, like this lack of progress, procrastination, you know, be careful, just let it go. You know, don't go backwards, right? This knight only is moving forward towards the feminine. Don't go back. I'm hearing masculines. There was also a lot of betrayal for you that you're letting go of. Okay. But there is this new ideas. Okay. So what we need to be aware of and focusing on, okay, don't let any emotions or energies of betrayal or deception get around you. Let them go if you're feeling that for yourself. Acting strategically as well. I'm feeling a sense of, with this Page of Cups in reverse, talking about new ideas, okay? Acting strategically in the sense of towards your success, right? The retrograde energies really are here right now to help us to clear away fear in regards to success, helping us to focus on our success, what it means to us, how we want to achieve it, recognizing ourselves for the accomplishments that we've made so far, okay? So yes, this acting strategically in regards to new ideas, it's a positive acting strategically. It's finding strategic ways to move forward in a positive way, right? You know, and be aware of doubting your intuition, okay? So if you feel that you are doubting yourself a little bit, that self-deception that I was feeling, you know, take that time to go back into this Hierophant, okay? Check back in here, you know, go and do, you know, some of that Four of Swords, you know, recommendations, right? Taking time for yourself, meditate, make sure you're in alignment. Feminine's message about those lower chakras, right? To help you to make sure that you are in alignment to bring in that manifestation abundance. Okay. And emotional immaturity. which I'm feeling this Queen of Swords right here, right? Like I was saying, be careful not to become a Queen of Swords in reverse, okay? Emotional immaturity, right? Don't become cold-hearted, I'm feeling, okay? So, you know, with this disconnection energy, we, you know, for those of us who are feeling disconnected from our intuition, you know, and from on so many levels, really, you know, our energy can be influenced easily at this time. You know, we can become frustrated with ourselves, or, you know, if we have the Seven of Swords energy coming at us, right? I once again, I'm hearing thoughts become things. So just really do focus on only the things that you want and none of the things that you don't want. Yes, do the healing, but, you know, don't stay there, okay? Once you've healed, find time to recoup your energy, to relift yourself, to re-energize, I'm hearing, okay? So Twin Flames, let's get into, let's do some messages from your person. I know you guys like those. And I have added some cards in here over the last couple of days, okay? The stone that I'm using today is one of my quartz stones. I guess the light is pretty bright. You can't see it too well. Oh, goodness. Oh, you can see it a little bit up there. So this is a quartz stone that I actually found myself while I was hiking on a trail, okay? Yeah, so you can look into quartz and see what message that holds for you, but I am feeling a sense of cleansing energy, water energy, okay? So let's find out, let's start with feminines today. What would you say to your masculine? And I know you guys like these messages because it helps to give you an idea of, you know, the mind space of your counterpart, right? You know, sometimes this journey can make us feel like the lack of answers. Oh, that's interesting. The lack of answers sometimes can be, I'm looking at the Seven of Swords here. Torturous was the word I was looking for. Some of you maybe are feeling a bit betrayed on this journey. So do check in to that Hierophant, okay? So, feminines, what would you like to say to your masculines? There we are. So, feminines, yes, we keep seeing this card for you, speaking to your masculine. So, you know, you're saying, I keep seeing you in my dreams, but can only seem to remember small details when I wake up. So masculines, I know that you are very advanced, okay? I know that there's a lot of 5D communication, telepathic communication, astral travel in the dream state, that, you know, you're trying to connect with your feminine. You're trying to, especially if your feminine is in a place where she's taking her energy back, she's focusing on herself, she's disconnecting a little bit to do the work that she needs to be doing on her part of the journey, and you're feeling that. And so you're trying to find her in this 5D state, in this spiritual realms, right? This Hierophant, it's like you have that lantern and you're like, where'd she go? But yes, but your feminine is aware that you guys are connecting on the 5D, but feminine's not really remembering all of the details, okay? So that's what you're letting your masculines know today. And masculines, what would you say to your feminines today? Okay. So we have two from the masculines today. So the way you make me feel. So this is a card of, you know, not really having ways to explain the way you make them feel. You know, and this does have a connection to the song from Michael Jackson, The Way You Make Me Feel, okay? So, you know, think of the words to that song, listen to that song, you know. The words of the song, he very much is worshiping this woman, you know, kind of like on a pedestal, but in a positive way, right? And, you know, the song, it makes you want to move, it makes you want to dance. And masculines, this Knight of Wands energy, and, you know, thinking about this song, I am feeling that. I'm feeling like divine feminines, your masculines might even be actually like feeling like they're coming alive when they listen to music, okay? So it's like music is bringing them back. I'm feeling like helping them to open up, to warm up. Masculines is what I feel like, okay? The next thing that we have, masculines saying to your feminines, if we got to spend the last night on earth together, I would be okay if all we did was held each other in silence. So, I mean, this is such a lovely message about masculines. You're saying to your feminines, no words are needed, you're looking for your feminine. I'm feeling that strongly in the 5D. I feel some feminines really are, cutting away, not in a negative way, focusing on themselves, withdrawing their energy from the masculine so that they can focus on themselves, right? And so masculine's really in the 5D trying to define the energy. Where did the energy of my feminine go? It's not quite the way it was yesterday, is what I'm hearing. And so yes, you're looking for your feminine on the 5D, and you're saying to your feminine, like, I just want to be in your energy space. We don't need to say anything. We don't need to go over what happened. We can just be together. That's such a lovely message. It's such a soft energy I'm feeling from that. My goodness. Okay, moving on. I have no words for that energy, you guys. It's just really, really delicate, okay? So we're going to move on to the angel numbers for our guidance through this reading, okay? So the stone I'm using today is the blue howlite, okay? So I really am feeling interesting because when this morning's reading, this was a stone that was making me think about water because of the color. But in the story that I was telling earlier, when I looked at the moon and I saw the sign about 88 and more, manifest and more, the sky was about this color when I saw the moon hanging in the sky, okay? So thinking again about, we are coming into a full moon. It's a super moon, strawberry moon eclipse. And the strawberry moon, actually, we'll get into that. Strawberries in my culture, they speak about so much about femininity and rebirthing. We'll get that. That's another reading for another day. But anyway, guys, that's what I feel from the blue howlite today, is really feeling this sky energy and thinking about, the stars, masculines looking up at the sky, okay? Really feeling all of that with the blue howlite today. So let's find out, what is the angel number guidance? Let's go back here for the overall energy at this time. So what would the angels like to say in regards to the Hierophant for the collective, right? Let me just get another table here. I always try and set up so that you guys can see the cards. So just split. Okay. So, what do we need to know as a collective about this Hierophant? This one here, angel number 23. I love that that came out. I was thinking about this number earlier. So this is talking about a personal sense of freedom. How fantastic is that with what spiritual wisdom, okay? Because when we find our spiritual wisdom, we find our sense of freedom. We're tapping into who we really are at our core essence, okay? And so it gives us that sense of freedom. And this is a divine source of inspiration, encouragement, and optimism regarding your place in the universe, okay? So right now the guidance is just hold steady. Just hold it. You got it. Just keep doing what you're doing and just keep tapping into this alignment. I keep hearing a message about being in alignment, taking time in nature to meditate. I'm just looking at this little bug here running across my table. So that might mean something, a little bug running around. Okay, so yes, the message really just trusting in yourself too, as this Hierophant, as this really this spiritual wisdom. Masculines, I'm really feeling that right now for you, just this really evolved spiritual being. And I feel like you know it, masculines, whether you express that to the world or your feminines or not, or even if you allow yourself to know it for yourself, to not self-deceit yourself about how powerful you truly are, right? Where did we see that? 7 of Swords, masculines, okay? So let's find out what that said. Masculines, what is the best guidance for the masculines at this time, okay? With everything we just saw coming through here for the masculines. Angel number 1616. I'm going to put that with that Ace of Cups right there. We're talking about love, romance, or baby are on the way. So masculines, you're working really hard. I really do feel you trying to use the moon energies to manifest, and you definitely have this Empress on your mind, okay? And you have love on your mind. You're moving towards this feminine with love, this Ace of Cups, and you've got angel number 1616. Beautiful masculines. I think we know what you're working on. Okay. Yes, this landed on 1616. I'm not going to take all of these. This is what happened this morning, like a quarter of the deck here. But Angel number 986 landed on top of the Ace of Cups, and angel 1616 for the masculines, angel number 1616, sorry. So this is a congratulatory message from your angels regarding your diligent work towards serving and your life mission and soul discovery, and more encouragement coming through for you masculines. Okay, I can't deny that card was supposed to land there just for you. Now, I'm not going to take all of these though, okay? I'm so sorry. That's a lot of cards. A lot of guidance. Just know your angels love you is basically the gist of half of that, okay? So feminines, let's find out what is the best guidance for you after seeing everything coming through for you in this evening's reading, okay? There we are. So we have angel number 99, universal harmony, and time to align the 3D with the life purpose. This keeps coming up for the divine feminines, and that's because I feel like feminines, you're already working on that. Like I said, really working on those pentacles, okay? And divine feminines, I feel like you really are in this place of alignment. Some of us, yes, are feeling disconnected. It's not out of the fault of our own. The energies are just causing us to focus on other things than what we feel disconnected from at this time, okay? If you are feeling disconnected from your intuition, spend more time with yourself, spend more time in nature, okay? But know that, you know, you, like the masculines, this congratulatory message that the masculines got, having this universal harmony, I mean, that's a state of oneness, right? The Empress is the number 3 card. You are the Empress in this reading today, divine feminines, okay? So Twin Flames, that was a really beautiful message that we had coming through today. I hope that it helps you in some way. And as I promised, I will be back. We'll be doing a reading for the full moon, the strawberry moon. It's a super moon. There's a lot going on there, and I believe Neptune goes into retrograde on that very same day. So a lot more influential energies coming through for the collective as well as the global collective, okay? So Twin Flames, that's what I have for now. We'll check back in with you soon. This is the Crow's Nest. I'm your host, Crystaljoy, Wounded Healer. Be well, Twin Flames.